Welcome in. This is not just a story you listen to and forget. This is one of those stories that changes how you see the world. Because what you're about to hear is not about McDonald's. It's about how systems really work and how easily they can be controlled from the inside. Stay with it, because the moment you understand this, you stop looking at things the same way again. For years, the McDonald's Monopoly game was rigged. Nobody knew. Back in the 90s, people would peel those stickers like it meant something, like maybe this time it would be different. And every once in a while, someone actually won. A car. Real money. Big prizes. So it felt real. That's what made it work, because while everyone was playing, someone had already figured out how to get to the prizes before anyone else ever could. Not from the outside, from inside the system. He didn't look suspicious. He didn't need to. He was the one handling the winning tickets before they ever reached the public. And that's exactly why no one thought to look at him. His name was Jerome Jacobson. Jacobson worked for Simon Marketing. They were the company running the McDonald's promotions. Everything passed through them before it ever reached a customer. The tickets didn't just appear inside packaging by magic. They were printed, handled, secured, and then distributed. And somewhere in that process, there were only a few moments where the real prizes existed in the open. Not on a burger, not in a store, but in controlled handling. That's where he was. Close enough to see how it all worked. Close enough to notice where it didn't. After a while, you stop seeing it as a system. You start seeing it as a routine. And routines create blind spots. Somewhere in the mid-90s, Jacobson realized something. There were moments in the process where everything depended on him doing his job, and nothing else. No one double-checking, no one looking over his shoulder. Just trust. And that's where the idea started. Just a quiet thought. What if he took one? Just one winning ticket before it ever made it out. No one would notice. So he did. He pulled a winning ticket out of the process and kept it. He didn't rush. He didn't celebrate. He waited to see if anything would happen. Days passed. Nothing. The system kept moving. No one came asking questions. No one checked anything. That silence told him everything he needed to know. Then he made the next move. He recruited someone he trusted and walked them through it. Where to go, how to claim it, what to say. They followed it, and they won. Just like that. Clean, no noise, no suspicion. And in that moment, it stopped being a thought. Now, it was real. Now he knew. After that, something changed in him, not overnight, but you don't go back to normal after something like that. Because now, every time he touched those tickets, he knew what they were worth before anyone else ever saw them. And more importantly, he knew he could take them. So he slowed everything down. He didn't get greedy right away. He got careful. That's what made it last. He couldn't touch the money directly. That would end everything. So he stayed behind it, quiet. Every winning ticket went through someone else. People he recruited, sometimes friends. Sometimes people introduced through someone else. People who needed money. People who didn't ask too many questions. He would hand them the ticket, tell them what to do, and they would claim the prize like any other winner. On TV, it looked normal. Someone smiling, holding a check, acting surprised. But behind that moment, it had already been decided. And once the money cleared, it moved back quietly, piece by piece. No rush, no attention, just repetition, over and over again. That's the part people miss. It didn't look like a crime. It looked like luck. Different winners, different cities, different stories. Nothing obvious connecting them. And that's what protected him. Because no one was looking for a pattern. They were looking for randomness. And as long as things looked random, no one questioned it. Then one day, it broke. Not from inside the system, from outside. In 2000, the FBI got a call. No name, just a voice saying something wasn't right, that the game wasn't clean, that someone inside was controlling it. At first, it sounds like nothing. People make claims all the time. But this one stuck, enough to look. They started where you always start. The winners. Names, locations, claims. At first, nothing. But the more they pulled, the more it didn't sit right. Small connections, people who shouldn't know each other, somehow did. Not obvious, but not random either. And that's when it turns. Because once you stop believing it's random, everything starts to look different. They didn't shut it down. They watched. Because whoever was doing this was still doing it. So they let it run. They followed the claims, tracked the people, listened, and slowly it started pointing back. Not to the winners, to the source. Once they narrowed it down to access, the list got short. Very short. Who could actually touch those tickets? Who had that level of trust? Who could move through the system without being questioned? And one name kept showing up. Jerome Jacobson. By 2001, it was done. They moved in. Arrests started. Not just him. Dozens of people connected to the network. More than 50 in total. Millions of dollars tied back to the same path. For years, the game had been decided before anyone ever played it. And the person controlling it was never outside. He was already inside the whole time. It didn't start with millions. It started with a moment where nothing stopped him except himself. And that's usually how it happens. You don't jump into something like this. You step into it, slowly, one decision at a time, until it doesn't feel like a decision anymore. It just feels like what you do. And by the time anyone notices, you're already too deep to walk it back. That's the part most people don't understand. It's not the system that breaks first. It's the line inside the person. And once that line is gone, everything else follows. Now you see it. It was never luck. It was control. And the dangerous part is, this isn't the only system that works like this. Most men go their whole life playing games they don't understand. Don't be one of them. If you're going to play, learn the system or build your own. This is 3R King Code. Stay sharp, move different, subscribe.